and welcome back to Lana's Little Things with me, Dr. Lana, specialist gerontologist, talking all things on living agelessly, entrepreneurship, family caregiving, bridging generational gaps, life itself. And again, it's raining. So I know you can hear my voice. Good morning, good evening, good night. Showers of blessings, I tell you. The wonderful things about living in the Caribbean. And I think doing this post. So I'm encouraged. How are you? How is everybody? How are my older folk doing? Tonight's all about you. So, and you know it comes from an entire 2 or 3 weeks. 2 or 3 weeks? Because it's graduation time now. I suppose all over the world, at different times it's graduation. But in Barbados, Caribbean generally, it's this kind, this time of year, September, October, November. Sometimes there's graduations, and I'm so happy, super bursting proud of the older persons, friends, clients, patients, just colleagues whom I've known who have fed back to me that they've finished their degree, they're now starting a degree, they have completed whatever courses they wanted to, and you know what? Each of these persons is over 60. A few are in their mid 50s, but generally everyone was over 60. What does that mean? So I got to thinking, oh, you know what? We've talked about mentorship before. What if you just don't feel like, as an older person, mentoring our generation, mentoring the younger ones? Everybody wants you to say what you've learned, and you do have an incredible amount of wisdom. Wisdom of just what you've known before, wisdom that comes just with living in long enough to know and have seen things that we just haven't seen, to be fair. I can say that I should know more than a 20-year-old or a 15-year-old. Not I might not know what they are studying, but in terms of life, I should think I have something to impart to them. And say, well, I've been this road and you can do this, or I did this and I wouldn't advise it, or I wouldn't suggest it. But there are times when you don't want to mentor. You have so much within you, or maybe many of you have had to deal with your families. You've had to put your careers on hold. You've had to put your dreams on hold. You have to put your visions on hold. You just had this thought in the back of your mind, I wanted to do this. And I mean, from university degree and your master's to plumbing to electrical work, you wanted to be an electrician, which I think is an awesome job, by the way, because like I wouldn't be with all these lights and technology were it not for electricians. Suppose you wanted to do that, but you couldn't. Now you can. Should you? What's stopping you? You know what's really good about having seen the determination from these colleagues and friends and persons I've encountered in the last couple of weeks to months is that it was possible. I know Les Brown is just famous for saying that. It's possible. And I must quote the dear Audrey Hepburn. Nothing is impossible. The very word says, I am possible. A little corny, I know, but those sorts of thought processes are what you really have got to, are what really seem to help when you tell others or when you're thinking of going back to school, going back to study. All the familiar things that would come up even when you were in your teens and 20s and 30s and raising your children. They do come up. Face your fears. One question that comes up, is it too late? Am I too late? Am I starting all over again? Does it even matter? Am I just back at square one? And does it even matter? One of my favorite poets, laureates, C.S. Lewis, a man who made monumental changes in his life in his older years, and for whom we all look back at fondly. One of his famous quotes that I just find so inspiring and say to me, and it can say to you, let me know how you feel about it. What this comment resonates with you. He says, and I quote, you can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. Absolutely, absolutely true. No one, none of us, oh, if we could only have our time machine, we'd love to go back and change things that we believe may have affected our trajectory in life. We may feel or have been told by people, oh, you're starting all over again. Do you really feel that? Or not how you failed in that. And, or the I told you so. You should have done that ever since. You could have done that ever since. When they have no idea of what you were doing when you couldn't get to your dreams. You had children. You may have had financial setbacks. You have had health setbacks. You would have had just the day to day journey of the unexpected. You had a job to go to. You simply had to just make things work day by day, hour by hour. Who dares to tell you? And how? And don't you dare believe those words that you can't. Oh, you're back. What's the point of starting from scratch? And what's the point of there? And you should have. And you, as my dear grand, whom me quoting all the time, she always used to say, how many times she said this? As long as you're alive, there's always going to be another time. As long as there's life, as long as you're living and you have the capacity, the desire, the vision, and the dream, there's always another time. Let nobody stop you from your purpose. I know I'm getting passionate about this because I really do believe that in this series or this age where, yes, there are persons who are, we are more aware. We're in an older world, it is true. But age means something completely different now. 60, 70, 80, as long as you have got your health, your mental faculties, your abilities, your visions, your dreams, and you found that your desire is bubbling up inside of you again, who dares to stop you? Who dares to tell you? Or I dare you. Why would you let somebody tell you that you can't? Why would you let someone whose circumstances are completely different from yours dare to tell you, oh well, you what would be the point of starting back now? Or look where you are. You got so much more to go now. No. You know what was happifying about all of these experiences with my friends and colleagues who striving and just going to higher and higher heights with their dreams, not necessarily whatever their dreams are, whether it's skill, whether it's academia, whether it is whatever. More is available now for persons. More persons are realizing companies, universities, trades places. I'm losing the names now. Uh, Polytechnics. That's it. Polytechnics and tertiary levels, secondary and tertiary level facilities. They are making it more available now for older persons, 60s and over, to be able to apply. That was almost unheard of. But what do you bring? And what does a person who's over 60, rather than the dreams and the the, oh, this is what I wanted to do. Do you actually, does it actually matter? Can you, as an older person, follow your dreams? Go back to school, learn a new trade? Can you? Well, yes, you can. As mentioned, there are many, many, many more avenues. Seek them out. Talk to persons who will support you. Talk to friends who you know have your best interests at heart and will encourage you. Sometimes these are not in your family. In fact, they're probably the last ones who want to encourage you. Not because they don't mean well, but because they mean well and they don't want to see you fail or get hurt. But that has nothing to do with your vision. So, how, when you speak to your friends and you have a, they can help you to lay out a plan. But here's a few reasons why bringing your experience to the table as an older person and will can work, and some points to remember. So I'm going to give you 3 points to remember, to think about why it can work, and 3 things to bear in mind as an older person starting this new path, starting from where you are and continuing on your journey and changing your ending. What can you do? Well, consider first looking to see what places accept persons who are older, more mature students of whatever fields you wish to look into, what times are available, can you practically get there? Would would you need a particular bus service? Is it safe for you to travel? Are the hours amenable? Just look at the practicalities of it. And if that's not practical, is there a service that can offer you online? That's so much. I'm talking to you online now. So many, many universities do have online facilities, which will enable you, as long as you've got good connection and you apply, you can go to your classes online. So many of us have done our classes online, especially in recent times. One of the things that's come out, lessons coming out of that's come out of the onset of COVID-19 is the world is opened up so much more. You can access technology so much better, so much easier, and technology that suits what you may need. So don't worry about that. Just do your research. And if you can't make it physically in person, consider an online university. Online university could be anywhere. Just check the reviews, have a look at them, and they're well respected worldwide because and many universities are actually have an online platform. So go for it. What else can you do? Again, as you spoke to friends, but what about another friend of yours or just someone in your neighborhood when you start to talk about it and where you've really been going for it? You might find someone who you meet when you're applying. You can have them as an accountability partner. Here's a new study partner. Or the persons, you guys, you just mash and talk to any and everybody like that because your wisdom and you can read people and you know how and you make friendships. Doesn't have to be a person your same age. There you go. A study partner, they give you a chance to share your knowledge. They give you a chance to, you can interact and intertwine your perspectives. That'll make for experience, wisdom, new knowledge, modern technology. It's a win-win, right? They can show you more efficient study techniques that may have been lost to you or may not have been aware of. And the third thing, when it comes to applying, some places do offer you grants and special discounts as older persons. Look into that because who doesn't need to save money nowadays? So there's a third one, non-traditional. So you can look at that one. The non-traditional students, such as adult older persons, there was a report from the National Center for Education Statistics, which suggests that some colleges um, look differently on more non-traditional students. So no longer are they necessarily only closeted to the teenager who's coming out fresh out of what you call high school or we call secondary school in the Caribbean. They're looking for persons who have that diversity of knowledge, have that diversity, have the wisdom on their side, have the benefits of maybe seeing things in a different light and being able to bring a richness to the discussion, an expanded thought to the discussion. So they actually are seeking out older persons. Again, that's something that you can research. Guidance counselors, tutoring centers, they might be able to provide, as you mentioned, if not a grant, at least financial aid for those who are over a certain age. What about the three? So those are, well, let's probably go 4 or 5. What about things you need to be mindful of? Well, yes. So you are an older person. This has got nothing to do with like aches and pains. I'm not going to talk that. Mm-mm. 3 things to be mindful of as it comes to your health, which we all need to do. And you know, college or university students, we have all done this. Forget to eat, forget to sleep, forget just up all hours of the day or night. Can't even remember when last you ate. You can't remember what you ate. Okay, please don't do that. Because as you get older, in 60s, 70s, 80s, yes, you're healthy. Yes, you're ageless. But be mindful of the fact that yes, your body is older, and so please take care of your health. Remember to hydrate. Remember to exercise. A lot of university or study programs may require you to sit for long periods of time. That's going to affect your circulation. It's going to affect your fitness level. Your fitness level is going to affect your alertness. Sleep, lack of sleep, is also going to affect your alertness. So have a schedule, plan it out, include sleep, include eat, include bathe. Even now, I used to write a schedule. My family laughed at me that you even had bathe in there. I'm like, yes, no, that I might forget to bathe, but at least I'll know I'm going to the bath at 10 o'clock, and then I come back to study at 11, or I go eat at 1, and I come back to study at whenever. So it does help. Having a schedule helps wherever you put your schedule. So talk to eating, sleeping, your food, the food you eat, kinds of foods. Do your rich greens, vitamins, higher minerals. Remember, the more colorful your plates, the more healthy it likely is. And protein, protein, protein. Because all the muscles and all the brain, it needs protein. You lose protein more rapidly than you would have before you became an older person. So just be mindful of that. So I hope this has been helpful. It's not about teaching an old dog new tricks. It's about remembering that you have visions and dreams and knowledge and a capacity to learn that that is yours and shouldn't be denied. That no one distract you from your purpose, that no one dissuade you from your vision or your dream. Remember, we're not talking about the past. The past was the learning. You cannot go back and change the past. We absolutely can start where we are and change the ending. So we can't change the beginning, we can change the ending. So here's to new beginnings. Congrats to all my friends. You know who you are. Don't want to call your names in case you're like, oh, embarrassed. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy. It warms my heart when I see persons in their 90s, 60s, 70s, 80s just going for it. Go for it. It's your dream, your vision. Enjoy, work hard, all the best. From my heart to yours, Dr. Lana saying, it's never too late. Let no one move you from your purpose. Let me know what you're studying, if you will, in the comments below. Share this with a friend. Subscribe and put it out there so that others can see that there are people like-minded. Join the community. Make your comments. And for those of you who are colleagues like myself or you're in caregiving, join me on my website, Lana's Little Things, where I actually have curated courses for caregivers. You can do the curated course. You can talk one-on-one, offer a free 15-minute Zoom for colleagues who are experiencing burnout, as well as for caregivers who are like on your last tether. Let's have a chat. High tide floats all boats. I don't know who said that first, but I just love that expression. Again, from my heart to yours, Dr. Lana saying bye. All the best to you. It's never too late. In fact, it's just beginning. Mwah.